So it's minor patch time. You guys ready to get into it? I haven't seen anything yet. Again, I'm trying to stay, you know, not spoiled. But let's get right into it. So it's minor patch 0.25.4. This is the February 10th patch. Hello friends. It's up here with the weekly balance patch. With regards to balance, one of the most important things that we look at is the average MMR variance across all ranks, especially in the upper ranks. The biggest goal of this patch was to calculate how much MMR a certain character was earning or losing in each game, and to adjust accordingly for those who earned a little too much or too little. I plan to expand on this more in the future, and fully relay more data points and variables that we look at when balancing and analyzing the performance of each character. We are also minimizing the use of mode damage / recovery adjustments without disrupting the game balance. This is being done due to it being rather difficult and confusing to instinctively know the exact strength of a character without continuously reading the details and changes of every patch. This update will go live from Tuesday, February 9th at 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. PST. The servers will be down for approximately 3 hours. I will translate what I believe this set of sentences means. So essentially, what they're saying here is that some characters, again, this is my interpretation, I'm not saying 100% this is what they're saying, but my interpretation is that they are saying some characters are too good at gaining MMR, are too good at gaining LP. So basically, the way that the system works is the game will reward you for doing certain things. And the most important thing right now is surviving, like getting to the late game as well as getting kills. So if some characters are getting to the late game too consistently, or some characters are getting kills too consistently or something like that, like a big issue with this previously was Jackie's ability to run away, right? Jackie's way more consistently than other characters probably made it to the end of the game because they had such good safety in the early game, regardless of what they had built. Whereas some characters say, pick literally every character without mobility, like Lennox, Sissela, early game Magnus, I guess. He can kind of stun people though. These characters have less abilities to survive if they're behind. They don't have that instinctive like rat jam capability, so they probably are those characters they're talking about that aren't doing as well just for like gaming the system, for example. Just my theory. I'm not saying specific characters are doing X, Y, or Z. I'm just saying that's probably what they're going for. Character changes. Nadine's early game was slacking a bit, so we buffed her base stats to help her have an easier time early. So this is interesting. I'm not sitting here saying I completely disagree with this. I will say, however, if I think about Nadine's strengths, it is definitely her early game, which is why I'm a little bit confused by this. Again, I'm not saying that this is the truth for all servers. Yeah, like Sailor just said, I think in KR, Nadine's are struggling in a big way right now. I don't know if their late game is an issue over there, but I actually do remember hearing that their early game is like not great in KR for whatever reason. So anyways, they're buffing the base stats. The base defense of Nadine's going from 21 to 23, and the base HP is going from 520 up to 535, just making her a little bit more durable. That's it. Lennox changes. Lennox's weapon skill damage and AoE damage was still a bit oppressive in duo and squad modes. I fully agree with this. We rearranged the damage on Snakebite. Her WT lowered her damage when in close range, but reward ideal spacing. So the damage dealt to enemies in duos is going down from 94 to 92, and squad is going down from 91 to 89. Also, OilyB, thank you for the sub. I appreciate it. 3 months. I really appreciate it. Thank you. So generally her damage in duos and squads is going down. In Snakebite, her W, the initial damage, the circle around her, is being shifted down from 30 at rank 1 down to 20 at rank 1, and at max rank it's basically losing 10 damage at all ranks. The attack power ratio is staying the same. The follow-up stab damage is being increased though by 10 damage at all ranks. So it's losing 10 damage on the circle around her, and it's gaining 10 damage on the like spear poke thing. So not a big change really, like at all. Very, very small. Just rewarding actually correctly aiming the W rather than just, you know, throwing it out when someone's on top of you and you get the damage. Razi, hang on, I'm gonna drink some water real quick. So Razi is a high pick and shows above average results in a lot of Qs. So we're just toning her down, or we're toning down the damage of her Q, easy shot, to bring her in line with the rest of the cast. Her Q damage is going from 40 at rank 1 down to it's losing 10 damage at all ranks. Not that big of a change. That being said, Easy Shot, her Q was, after the last patch, was actually kind of the thing you wanted to max on Razi. So I'm not surprised that they're hitting her Q in particular, because her Q was actually extremely good. This change I'm totally fine with. I think Razi was already pretty good before they buffed her, and then they buffed her, and I didn't really get why. So I'm fine with this, you know? I'm fine with this. Oh, the scaling got... Wait, the scaling got buffed? What? That's not even... It's not even really a nerf then. I mean, it's still a nerf. I'm pretty sure this is still just a nerf, especially at early ranks, but... I mean, she'll get back that same amount of attack power, I believe, at like 200 attack power or something, which is, I don't know, it won't be that big a deal. Luke changes. Luke is strong early but falls off a bit in the mid and late game. I fully agree. We're adjusting his curve a bit so that he doesn't have such dramatic spikes and falls. Love it. Luke can be now played in ranked. His base attack power is being decreased, so it's an early game nerf. Attack power per level is being increased, so it's a scaling buff. Clean sweep, his Q, the range is being decreased again. It was at 10 on release. It was down to 9, and now it's down to 8. Going down to 8 meters, and the reactivation range is actually being buffed from 10 meters up to 11. The reactivation delay is removed, so you can just immediately reactivate it, I guess. Pressure washer, his Q, sorry, his R, is being buffed. Wow, the range is already pretty high, but the range is being buffed again from 10 meters up to 12. That's a pretty long range snipe now. Bug fixes. The Q should correctly apply the damage now. The second activation should correctly apply / remove vision, and elbow grease the W. Normal attack / skill damage no longer overlap. Wait, what? Are they saying... I'm not sure what they're saying with this exactly. I hope they're not saying that flat amp will no longer apply on its W. I hope, but we'll find out. I really hope that's just worded in a weird way, because if that is true, that's a massive nerf. But again, I'm not gonna you know, have a meltdown yet, because I don't think that's really what they're saying. But there's possibility that's the way it's worded, so I'm not sure. Yeah, more room for hype snipes. Totally agree, Hojo. Totally agree. I love the increased range. Lee Dylan. Silences from becoming inebriated were a bit too long. We're reducing the duration so you aren't punished as hard. I'm actually totally okay with this. I don't think Dylan needs a buff, but I don't really think of this as a buff, because I feel like most good Dylans never even had this ever happen to them anyways. So all this does is it like makes it less punishing for sort of newer players picking up the character, accidentally silencing themselves, and going, holy shit, I can't do anything for 7 seconds. Like, that was so brutal before, but it's being changed to 5 seconds. I think that's totally fine. Magnus changes. Magnus hits a couple indicators for showing too much strength in solo and in duo / squad. His skill amp ultimate is too much of a nuke, it turns out. Nobody could stop that body of speed. We're toning that down a touch. So this is for Korea. Magnus is not a character that's represented in NA. I can't speak for EU or SA, but I can speak for NA as much as I can. Magnus is not represented in NA whatsoever. But hold on, guys, before y'all get crazy about this. Magnus is actually quite good in Korea, and he's very popular in Korea. He goes amp in Korea, and he's very good. And this isn't like it's a thing we've never seen before. Amp Magnus has existed in NA for a long time, but it's just sort of fallen out of favor. We don't have a lot of Magnus players at the moment. But if you look at the leaderboards, you'll see actually quite a few Magnuses near the top. They're all playing amp. So this is not a huge surprise to me. And yeah, especially in duos and squads, he can just nuke an entire team with his bike. It does a ton of damage. We're going to see what the actual change is. The damage is going the same at rank 1, but it's being toned down on ranks 2 and 3, up to 50 less base damage at rank 3, going from 600 down to 550. Not a massive nerf. Really, it's not a massive nerf. You're really going to be paying attention to his damage on like rank 1, so this isn't the worst thing in the world. The thing that is really significant, though, is that they are nerfing the cooldown on Magnus's ultimate, which is really what's important for him in solos. The cooldown is being increased from 90 seconds. It's just gaining 5 seconds at all ranks, going from 90 to 95 at rank 1 and 70 up to 75 at rank 3. What this is mainly meant to hit is solos. So this first change is mainly meant to hit squads and duos. This change is mainly meant to hit solos. They're trying to reduce solo Magnus's rat jamming potential. So that's what's up with that. Shukai has been somewhat overperforming in most of our data points. We're putting him on a diet and adjusting his late game strength a bit to leave room for some of the others on the island. Thank God. Can I just say thank freaking God? Juggernaut Chef is passive. The additional recovery from food/drink is being nerfed by 10%. Holy cow. From 30 down to 20%. Heavy Meal, his W. The max HP damage scaling is being reduced by 1% at all ranks, going from 3 down to 2 at rank 1 and 5 down to 4 at rank 5. Pretty crazy nerf. Also, his E, Walk It Off, is getting a ratio nerf, a static ratio nerf from 3.5 down to 3%. This is the max HP scaling, by the way, and the damage to movement impaired enemies is also being reduced by max HP 7% down to 6%, which is again on his E. And as for his ultimate, the damage per Juggernaut Chef stack is being reduced from 1.0 to 0.9. Big sweeping nerfs across the board for Shukai. Will this remove him from the game? No. Funny thing, Shukai will actually still be pretty good. The thing is that Shukai has actually received massive nerfs over time, over the last like 4 patches or so, because honestly he was completely broken. He was actually so broken before. I mean, hell, I literally just got done playing a game of Shukai where I just felt like it was unfair how powerful the character was, and this is even after so many massive nerfs. The character is so strong, especially in team modes where you can funnel 3 different players' food items into one guy to make him a like 4,000 HP juggernaut. And he also buffs the food of his entire team. Like in team modes, he's actually too broken if you scale him properly. And in the late game, he is completely disgusting. So anyways, Shukai nerfs, I'm always happy to see Shukai nerfs because this character has been problematic for forever. Shoichi changes. Shoichi has a high pick rate and shows a slight, oh Tom, I'm so sorry, a slight overperformance across a lot of our data points. We're reducing his damage and adjusting some of his skills a bit to be more punishing for misplays, but still keep him out of the red. Defense per level is being reduced from 2 down to 1.7. I can already hear Tom molding. He's asleep, but he just woke up going like, oh, guys, I can feel it. They're nerfing Shoichi. And then he just goes back to bed, hugging his Shoichi Dakimakura. Anyways, funny deal, his passive, the normal damage, holy shit. Excuse my language. The damage, the base damage is being reduced from 25 at rank 1 down to 10. It's a pretty big nerf, and basically it's minus 15 at all ranks. So it's going from 25 down to 10 at rank 1, 60 down to 45 rank 2, and 95 down to 80 rank 3. The critical strike per chance per stack is also being buffed. Actually, the stat that no one actually cares about is being buffed from 369 to 579. Bottom line, the W. Cooldown is being, wow, massively nerfed, going from 17 at rank 1. It was 17 down to 9. Now it's going from 17 down to 13. So, whew, instead of reducing it by 2 seconds per rank, it's being reduced by 1 second per rank. A big nerf to that W. Tom. Oh, Tom, I'm so sorry. Risky business. The E, it just doesn't stop. The damage is actually being buffed. How about that? The damage is actually being buffed from 20 at rank 1 up to 35, and 180 at rank 5 up to 195. So they're adding 15 per rank on a Z, which is, again, though, that's the skill that no one really cares about. So sometimes Sissela would die from a Wickling bleed after using her ultimate. I don't like that. I also don't like that. Yo, big fan. The minimum HP you can drop yourself to is 100 now instead of 1. Dude, I'm actually such a huge fan of this. Because I'm a Sissela main and I'm extremely biased. No, but really, like this was just really obnoxious. You would kill somebody and then just die to a bleed or something, because like your ultimate chunks you If you're low and you ult, you get really chunked by your own ultimate. Does a ton of damage, very often dropping you down to 1 HP. This improves a lot. And like, here's the thing, you can't even be like, oh, you know, that I'm so upset that like I won't get my kill or anything. You're already dead, buddy. Like, it doesn't matter. You know, once you're dead, you don't care, unless it's just a spite thing, in which case, you know, more power to you. Hey, what's up, Yuri? How you doing? Thank you, by the way. I love them. Silvia changes. We've adjusted some of Silvia's... What? Okay, well, we've adjusted some of Silvia's, I assume, skill... What? We've adjusted something about Silvia to bolster her weaknesses in the early, mid, and late game. Reduced recovery in each mode. So, okay, it's saying reduced recovery, but I'm pretty sure Silvia... It was not reduced recovery, it was actually increased recovery because it was over 100%. Keep that in mind, I'm pretty sure. So the amount of recovery you're getting in solos is being toned down. This is a nerf from 110% down to 100%, so she's just healing the normal amount in solos. And in duos and squads, she is healing 85% instead of 95%. Lumia Grand Prix. The fuel from reaching new areas is 10/12/14. Now it's being toned down to 9/11/13. So you're getting less fuel for going to new areas. Radar gun. The HP recovery attack power ratio is being increased from 30% up to 50%, and the R version of it. Wait, oh no, this is just formatted wrong. Okay, so this is a separate thing. This is not part of the queue. Her R movement speed on the bike is being changed from it's what? Okay, so bike at rank 1 is losing movement speed. Bike at rank 2 is the same. Bike at rank 3 is gaining movement speed. Interesting. Damage after getting off the bike is being increased. Wait, what? Well, it's being increased. I'll be honest with you. No, it's being decreased at rank 1, but it's being increased at rank 3. So once again, they're making changes to make her early game scaling a little bit worse, but her late game scaling a little bit better. The healing got nerfed like across the board, just in general for solos, squads, and duos, but they're buffing the attack power ratio on the healing to be just a little bit higher. So it's less on the base. This is still actually a nerf to healing overall though for Silvia. Yo, Prismat. Thanks for the host, man. I appreciate it. I hope your stream went well. Aya. Aya's damage output for her double shot Q was too high on some weapons and weapon types. Blam Blam resulted in ouch ouch. Nice. So the double shot, the Q, the damage attack power ratio, no. What? Okay, so the way double shot used to work was that the attack power ratio was just her regular, I believe it was her regular auto attack power for the first shot, and then the second shot was like skill damage base amount plus an attack power ratio, if I'm not mistaken. So basically what that means is, what they're doing is the first shot is staying the same. However, the second shot's base is being increased at max rank from 180 up to 220, but the ratio is being nerfed from 50% down to 20%. Okay? So what that means is attack power stacking is less powerful for Aya, like for making her Q. This is, if I'm not mistaken, this is mainly a nerf to sniper, because pistol, well, first of all, AR doesn't care about the Q, but like pistol doesn't build a lot of attack power. It's mostly just on stacking up amp. So a higher base means good things for pistol. I see this as just a straight buff for pistol. For sniper, this is a nerf though, just slightly. Yeah, just slightly. Yeah, so that's what's up with that. Isol changes. Isol is showing slightly above average performance, especially in the early game, due to his relatively easy ability to chase and escape. I fully agree. We're adjusting his early game a bit to make Isol's make decisions more carefully and put his strategy in place. His attack power, just base, is going down from 32 to 30, and his growth per level, his defense growth per level is being decreased as well, from 1.6 down to 1.2. Honestly, like these words don't really kind of line up with what got changed. It's just nerfing him. He has less base attack power. and he scales less defense. That's it. Makes Devil's Marksman stronger. Yeah, Gobo, I think it does. Yeah, I think what this Aya change is like actually big for Devil's Marksman Aya. Might be seeing that come back in a big way. Honestly, might. Emma changes. Emma still needs what? Wait, okay, hold on. I'm reading this. Okay, hold on. Emma still needs a bit more magic to gain footing in the early game and not be too tricky in the late game. Her passive is getting reduced cooldown at rank 1, the same by 1 second. The W is the same cooldown at rank. Sorry. Excuse me. Hold on. Let me rephrase this. Cooldown rank 1, 1 less second. Cooldown rank 2, the same. Cooldown rank 3, this is all for the passive, is being increased by 1 second. So basically, buffing the early game, nerfing the late game. Hat trick. The W, the cooldown, is being reduced by 1 second at rank 1. And then, again, it's being increased by 1 second at rank 5. And in the middle, it's just it's a gradient. So once again, they're trying to buff the early game while nerfing the early game slightly. I think these are good changes, actually. I actually genuinely think that Emma's early game is pretty weak. I don't think it doesn't do damage. I just think that its current routing is kind of rough, and finishing your stuff consistently is a little bit hard when you don't have caltrops yet, pretty much. So yeah, that's what's up with that. Yuki changes. We're giving a bit of damage to Yuki's then Max E first. Why? What if we didn't instead? Dashing Gentleman, the E. It's just getting a buff. Why? Guys. Okay, well, Dashing Gentleman has it's the same attack power at rank 1. Or sorry, it's the same base power at rank 1, but at rank 5 it goes up 20 by 270 up to 290. I am completely confused. This is this character is if I had to just like name a character who I think is the best character in the game, I would name Yuki at the moment. I genuinely think Yuki is just the best character in the game. So yeah, I don't really get this. I'm not gonna sit here and complain about it because, you know, what's there is there, but like I don't really get this personally. Zahir changes. Some of Zahir's skills have been adjusted to give him a boost in the early, mid, and late game. That's the whole game. His passive. The movement speed increase per skill is being... Wait, so it's being increased at rank 1 but decreased at rank 3 to make it just a flat 25 at all ranks. Indicator duration is being decreased from 6 seconds down to 5.5 seconds. And the QSP cost is being decreased at rank 1 and increased at rank 5? Wait, this is not accurate. This is just being... It's doing the same things where the early games are getting buffed and the late games are getting nerfed. So no, it's not boosting the early, mid, and late game. It's boosting the early game and nerfing the late game. And the mid game is the same. So sure, that's what's up with that. Jackie. Jackies that use their weapons... Sorry, repeat. Jackies that use weapons with low attack power tend to struggle with picking up kills and getting her blood fest going. We're adjusting her skills to have less of an attack power ratio, but a higher base damage. Bloodfest, her passive. The duration is being increased at rank 1 from 20 seconds up to 20 seconds up to 25. And rank 3, it's the same. Hack and slash, her Q. The first slash is getting a massive base buff. Holy shoot. From 20 up to 45 at rank 1, all the way up to a whopping 100 up to 195, almost doubling. Wow. So it is over double for the rank 1 slash, but rank 5 slash is just barely not quite double. But my god, that is huge. That is actually a massive buff, but the ratio is getting toned down a little bit from 0.45 down to 0.25. I'm not a computer, I'm not a calculator. I can't quite calculate exactly how this is going to affect Jackies in general, whether it's a buff or a nerf. It looks like a buff to me, but we'll see. Hack and slash, the Q delay is also being reduced by from 0.13 down to 0.1. Bug fixes, doesn't matter. Yeah, it doesn't matter. Okay, Kiara. We increased a bit of Why? Okay, well, we increased a bit of Kiara's survivability, the only thing she is actually good at in the early game, and lowered her strength when using Plague. Praise be to Kiara. Her base defense is being increased. Her Hand of Corruption, the SP cost, is being decreased at later ranks, going from 90 down to 70 at max rank. And R, her HP recovery is proportional. Wait, what? Okay, so the R HP recovery is being nerfed, actually, from 30% of damage dealt down to 20% of damage dealt. Okay, don't read too much into this. Basically, they just nerfed Kiara. This is a nerf. Guys, chill. This is a nerf. This is a nerf. This wording just like baits you into thinking it's gonna be something it's not. It's just a nerf. Like this like 3 defense buff, not really a big deal. Whereas this nerf to the healing is actually huge, in my opinion, because the thing that was so crazy about Kiara's ultimate, and honestly, I'll be honest, I don't think Kiara is that insane at the moment. I think she's just pretty damn good, and like, that's it. I think she's good, don't get me wrong. I definitely think she's pretty good, but she's like the definition of pretty good, you know? Hart changes. Hart had one of the lowest average MMR acquisition rates for the past 2 weeks among all characters. We're giving some love to the rarely used overdrive, her W, and the efficiency of the first stage evolution. This will promote rewards for investing evolution points in different ways. Q, the evolution slow, is being buffed on rank 1 from 30% up to 35. That's a massive buff. That's actually huge. W change, the duration of her W is up to 7 seconds from 5. That's a great buff. The cooldown is being nerfed to compensate, I assume, from 22 seconds. The same at rank 1, but it's being nerfed from 10-second cooldown to a 14-second cooldown at max rank. And the evolution defense shred is being once again increased by 5% at rank 1, but rank 2 is the same. Flanger, her E, or I think it's pronounced Flanger. Evolution skill amplification is being increased, okay, at rank 1 from 15 up to 18%. They're really trying to like emphasize the idea of like, I just put 1 point into a bunch of things, make the first point matter more. But honestly, I still think people are going to still be putting evolution points in the exact same way that they were before, but we'll see. Peacemaker. Ooh, the SP shard is being increased on the rank 1. That's good. I like that. Hyunwoo changes. Hyunwoo is beefy with just the base numbers of his skills. So we're going to try and promote a higher sophistication of play instead of just beating the hell out of your opponents. His base damage is being decreased from 40 down to 38. The base defense is being decreased as well from 26 down to 23. And bluff. The W, the bonus damage, sorry, bonus defense is being, what now? Increased by a flat amount of 5 at each rank. First attack, his E, the damage from his defense is being decreased. The scaling from damage from defense is being decreased from 100% down to 80%. Okay. I'm kind of down with these changes. The thing about Hyun was that he kind of could just build tank and still do a ton of damage. That's sort of been Hyun's thing for basically forever. But it was frustrating just getting one comboed by the character. I understand though that is the only real way for Hyun to do anything. So it makes sense that he can one combo people, because if he can't, then he doesn't do anything. But also getting one comboed by him feels really bad. So they're trying to maybe change that a little bit, but not by much. Yeah, interesting. Hedgen changes. Damage received in solo mode in bow is going from 97% up to 100%. So this is a nerf to Hedgen. This is a nerf to Hedgen. Hedgen is taking full damage now. No longer taking 97%. Taking full damage, which I'm down for. I'm down for Hedgen nerfs. Dude, Hedgen changes. She's deleted. Thank God. Oh, thank God. Weapon changes. Balance direction. We're toning down uncommon / rare weapons that show excessive power compared to the ease of crafting them early. Hold on, I'm gonna scroll ahead. Where is two-handed swords, please? Why say you're gonna do that and there's no plasma sword nerf? What's going on? What's going on, guys? Anyway, we're toning down the uncommon / rare weapons that show excessive power compared to the ease of crafting them early. Power adjustments have been made to weapons that are utilized too well or not well enough, and we're improving some legendary weapons that aren't used well in relation to their crafting difficulty / materials. Uncommon / rare weapon power adjustments. Glove changes. Brazil Gauntlet is getting... Wait, what? Wait. This isn't uncommon or rare. Wait, no, is it? Is rare purple? Oh yeah, rare. I think rare's purple. Wait, no. What? Okay, I'm really confused. Let me check in game. What gauntlet is 32 attack power right now? Because I think that's just a mistake. Is it just gauntlet? I think it's just gauntlet. Yeah, it's just gauntlet. Okay. That's what I thought. I thought rare was blue too, but then they said Brazil Gauntlet, which is a purple. They're talking about Gauntlet, I'm pretty sure, because Gauntlet is 32 attack power, and it was pretty stupid because you would just you would actually you would just build Gauntlet in Hotel and grief the person right next to you. So I'm assuming this is Gauntlet. I'm down for this nerf because I hated Gauntlet rushing and griefing in Hotel. Tonfa, so Police Baton, they're nerfing Police Baton from 35 attack power down to 31. The defense is being buffed though to sort of compensate. Bat changes. Long Rod, the attack power is being decreased from 25 down to 22. Goblin Bat, the attack power is being decreased from 30 down to 27. Torch, 40 down to 36. Pike, 60 down to 57, and Heavy Crossbow, 69 down to 66. I'm pretty sure, let me double check. Heavy Crossbow is the ballista one, right? Pretty sure. Yes. Okay, so another one zonable weapon because you could finish that entirely in Hotel. I'm okay with these changes. I wish we could have also seen a nerf to Plasma Sword, but I think what they were going for here was mostly material weapons, not finished blues. Pistol changes. Electron Blaster, nerf attack power going from 65 down to 61. I'm pouring one out for my homie Electron Blaster. I love Electron Blaster as a weapon. I slam it on all my pistol characters, so this breaks my heart. I don't think this is necessarily going to be a big enough nerf for it to not be usable anymore, but it is what it is. Magnum Boa, getting buffed. Why? Okay. Magnum Boa is getting buffed from 90 attack power up to 95, and the movement speed is being buffed as well from 0.1 up to 0.15. Well, Magnum Boa is kind of just the GOAT now. I mean, Electron Blaster is still good, don't get me wrong, it's easy to build, it's a 2-zone. That is very relevant, but my god, that is one heck of a buff for Magnum Boa. Moving Reload, the cooldown is being increased at rank 2 from 25 seconds up to 30. No other changes. The rank 1 is staying the same. Glove changes. Buddha Palm. Buddha Palm is gaining 5% cooldown reduction. Brazil Gauntlet is getting a decrease. Excuse me. Wow, it's getting nerfed across the board slightly. Okay, a little bit of a buff there for the sort of inconsequential stats. The attack power is being decreased from 53 down to 50. The defense is being decreased from 13 down to 10, and the HP regen is being buffed from 1 up to 1.2. SP regen buffed for slightly, and the movement speed is actually also being buffed to 35. Wait, it hit 30% movement speed. What? Hold on, guys. It's attack speed. It's not movement speed. Okay, this is attack speed, guys. Ignore this. It's not movement speed. This is attack speed. I fact check it for you guys. Guitar changes. Purple Haze. The attack power is being increased from 85 up to 89. Nice little buff for Purple Haze. Dagger changes. Mount Slicer is getting a nerf from 35. Getting a nerf from 35 attack power down to 35. Did I say 35 twice? 38 down to 35. Cloak and Dagger. The D skill for daggers is being increased at rank 2 cooldown wise from 25 seconds up to 30. Axe changes. Scythe skill amp being buffed from 18% up to 20%, and Santa Muerte is losing 40 max HP. The Berserk, which is the axe like D skill, the attack power increase is being decreased per stack. This is the passive aspect of it, from 2% down to 1.5%. Assault Rifle changes. Assault Rifle AK-12 is losing 3% crit chance. Remember guys, it lost a bunch of crit chance. I think it was at 25% at one point. It got taken down to 20%, I'm pretty sure. And now it's down to 17. XCR is also losing 3 attack power, going from 63 down to 60, because this was also overperforming lately. Rapier changes. Meteor Claymore, so the two like rare rapiers, Meteor Claymore is getting 15% crit chance as well as losing some crit damage to compensate. Interesting. So what exactly does Meteor Claymore have going for it now? Let me double check. because Durandal is hold on. Durandal is at 10% crit chance, 25% crit damage. So now Meteor Claymore has less crit damage than Durandal by 5%, but 5% more crit chance. Also, remember, keep in mind, Meteor Claymore has 75 attack power, whereas... Am I saying Durandal? I meant to say Voltacleto. Guys, I meant to say Voltacleto this whole time. Whereas Voltacleto is at 47, so it's mainly the attack power difference. Alright, well, that's an interesting change. Joyce, up to 0.3 movement speed. That is by far the fastest weapon in the game now. Holy cow, that is so much movement speed on a weapon. What? And it's getting 12% movement speed? What? Holy. Oh, it's attack speed? Dude, they gotta stop doing that. This is probably attack speed. Even so, this is interesting. Joyce is actually kind of looking cute with a 0.3 movement speed. It has 30% crit damage, keep that in mind. And 75 attack power. Joyce might actually be pretty good now. Like, actually really good. Movement speed percent would have been absolutely terrifying. A 0.3 plus 12% movement speed weapon on a 75 attack power with crit damage and 30% crit damage rapier. Holy, I mean, this is still crazy good. I think this is like a turbo mithril weapon. It builds out of mithril, right? Yeah, this is the mithril rapier. This thing is like a turbo mithril weapon. This is like mithril gloves on steroids. This thing's insane. What the hell? That's actually crazy. Anyways, hammer changes. The D skill duration is being increased. Thank you. They nerfed this at some point. I don't know why. They nerfed this at some point like a few patches ago from, I believe this exact value was 5/7 down to like 3/5, and it was just the worst change ever, because then by the time you finished the skill, you couldn't even do a full spin and take advantage of the armor shred. It was just really bad. So to compensate, they're making it longer, but to compensate, they're decreasing the defense shred by 5% at both ranks. I'm fine with that change. Bat changes. Statue of Soteria getting a nerf from 90 attack power down to 82. The lifesteal is being buffed slightly to compensate, going from 10% up to 12%. Ballista. What? What? Hold on. Since when did they make Ballista an amp weapon? This is actually so spicy, because Ballista, in my opinion, was already kind of okay. Like, Ballista was already pretty decent as a backup weapon for Nadine, and making her Q chunk even more. It's only 8%, so it's not that much, but still, this is spicy. Ballista currently has like, what, 90 something attack power, I think? Let me double check. Where is it? Where is Nadine? Crossbow. No, it's like 115. Ballista already has 115 freaking attack power. You slap 8% amp on that too? That's kind of spicy. You got a pretty decent amp weapon right there. Amp Nadine just got a little bit more interesting. I won't say better, but a little bit more interesting. We've also never really seen much amp crossbow before, so I'm curious how crossbow skill is going to feel on an amp build. I'm not sure how actually like strong it is base wise or scaling wise. It could be pretty crazy potentially. Something to keep your eye out on. Two-handed sword changes. Leviton getting a buff. God, this sword does not need a buff. Getting a buff from 75 attack power up to 78, and the regen is being buffed across the board from 1.5 HP and SP up to 2.0. Shuriken changes. Dart, which is the one that builds into Fletchet, less crit damage. That doesn't really matter. Plumbata also builds into Fletchet, less crit damage. What? This isn't good anymore, and it wasn't good to begin with. Plumbata builds into Fletchet. It's the blue that builds into Fletchet. So Fletchet's going from 40% crit damage down to 15. A 25% crit damage nerf. This is huge. And to compensate, it's gaining half of an attack range. Suderson is getting a 5 attack power buff. But still, what? Was Fletchet? If I want attack range, I'll just play throw. You know what I'm saying? Like, was this a pressing issue? Did we need to make this change? This is so bizarre. Was Fletcher getting played anywhere? I'm like racking my brain. I've never seen a Fletchet since they nerfed like the passive to not work with crit, right? I've literally not seen a single Fletchet since then. Like, why? Anyway, whatever. Shuriken changes that make no sense. That's fine. I really wish they would nerf Caltrops, by the way. Like, why do they nerf? Why do they nerf like moving reload and what was the other one that got nerfed? Something else got nerfed too. Why are they nerfing some of these weapon skills and Caltrops is not touched? Because Caltrops is ridiculous. But whatever. TAC 50 life steal going from 20% up to 30 whole ass percent. Wow. Intervention. The attack range is being increased from +1 to +1.5, and Polaris is getting 5 less attack power once again. I don't even have anything to say about these other than I don't really get it. I think Sniper is fine at the moment, but go off, I guess. Go off, I guess. Spear changes. Dragon Guandao is getting 3 more attack power. This is the HP spear, getting 3 more attack power going from 115 up to 118. Lance of Poseidon is gaining 5% CDR. Ooh. Okay, so let's recap the current stats on Lance of Poseidon. It's at 90 attack power, 21 freaking spell amp, by the way, and now it's also gaining, what is this, 5% CDR? I'm not saying the 5% CDR is suddenly making this thing broken, but like, guys, that's a lot of amp on one, it's a lot of amp and CDR and attack power on one weapon. It's pretty damn high. I won't lie to you. It's pretty damn high. Plasma, excuse me, Plasma Whip. The extra normal, wait, no, it's just gaining 12 extra normal attack damage. That's pretty spicy. I like it. Bloody Ninetails, which is the legendary whip, is going from 20% lifesteal to 25%, the stat that no one actually cared about on that weapon. Bow changes. Attack speed per mastery level is being increased from 2.2% up to 2.4 because Bow needed more attack speed. And the Rain of Arrows cooldown is being nerfed at rank 1. From, instead of being a static 15 despite the rank, it's going from 20 at rank 1 down to 15 at rank 2, as opposed to 15 at both. I totally agree with this nerf, by the way. Armor changes. God, this is a minor patch and we're still not even close. Oh, we are close to done, but we're still not done yet. Leather changes, chest changes. Leather armor, decreased defense 22 down to 15. I didn't even realize it was so high. That's actually crazy. Battle suit, more max HP going from 140 up to 170. Amazon is gaining 20 max HP. That's pretty crazy. And blazing dress, maybe it'll be relevant, going up 10 attack power. It's actually kind of a lot of attack power. Head changes. Safety helmet, which is the green helmet that builds into motorcycle helmet, is getting 10 less max HP. Fire helmet is getting 30 less max HP. So basically you can't just sit on the green and the blue and have it be almost a motorcycle helmet. You actually have to finish it. Tiara is going from 14 defense up to 16. This is the blue thing that builds into Crystal Tiara. The SP is being reduced. Crystal Tiara, the defense is being increased by from 14 up to 21, which is actually a big amount of defense increase, and the SP is being reduced a trivial amount for how much it already gave before. Arm changes. Bracelet of Scotty. The HP regen is being reduced, and the SP regen is also being reduced. It's just a Scotty nerf across the board. Leg changes. Bucephalus. 5 more defense, and Glacial Shoes, less regen across the board. Accessory changes. Gilded Quill Fan. This is the green fan. After you shove a nail into a fan, you get 12 amp instead of 14. So it actually, again, is trying to make you fully upgrade that amp, or that fan up to the crane fan instead of just sitting on the green. Doll lifesteal is being increased by 1%. Oh boy. And quiver changes being increased. Is regular quiver. The attack speed, this is not movement speed, guys. The attack speed is being increased from 22 up to 25%. That's actually pretty huge. It's actually pretty huge. Food changes. Bread, healing slightly more. Okay. Curry powder is also healing slightly more, and iced coffee is restoring a little bit less SP. You can now find Tendala's band with the skill amplification filter. You can now match normally for ranked after changing servers, and penalties for repeatedly declining queues are now properly applied. Guys, that's it for the patch. That's the whole thing. For a minor patch, it's a pretty big patch. What did you guys think of it? I'm curious what you guys have to say. I personally, I don't dislike this patch at all. I think it's changing. The things that it's changing, I don't particularly disagree with a lot of them. But I feel like some things are a little bit questionable. The thing that's most confusing to me is the Yuki change. Let me find it. This Yuki change by far stands out to me as the worst change on this patch. I think the rest of it's kind of fine though, and pretty unoffensive. But yeah, I'm curious what you guys think. But that's it for the patch notes discussion.